The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This is a book summary, and what I've done is I've broken it down chapter by chapter, idea by idea, and even if you're not deep into spirituality, even if you're just starting the journey, doesn't matter where you are on your path, this is going to give you a very detailed summary in just a few minutes, and it could potentially change the way that you meditate, the way that you find peace throughout your day, the way you view yourself and the world. So let's get started. Basically, the book divides being, which is the essence of who you are, the higher self, into basically two aggregates. And he talks about presence and the pain body, or the ego. And basically, the pain body, or the ego, is a collection of stories and emotions that are fed by grievance patterns. So you either feel like you were betrayed, you have some resentment, there's some self-pity, we feel like we're blaming things outside of ourselves. And this fuels the pain body, which consists of fear, anger, guilt, and shame, and any kind of negative emotion. And as it's almost like there's this shadowy animal inside of us, which is feeding and feeding, and it has to be constantly fed this negative energy to survive. And we fall for this trap by one main thing: mind identification. So we talk about the ego, and frequently the first thing we think of is something negative. That's not the point here. The point is not to talk down to the ego or to say that it's bad. Where we go off the path is when we identify with it. We think that's who we are. And through mind identification, we think and feel and see through the eyes of the pain body, which means everything you see around you is filtered by the lens of fear, anger, pain, sadness, grief, etc. And it lowers our consciousness, and we keep seeing things that look like the world is unfair, and we keep asking these questions, like, why is this happening? Is God or source of the universe real? Why would God, the source, do this to me or my loved ones, etc.? So through mind identification, we confuse ourselves with the ego and the pain body, but that's not who we are. It's an unconscious, meaning we don't realize we're doing it, unconscious identification with the mind. And you can have ordinary, everyday unconsciousness, where you're just kind of busy with your tasks and, work and, being there for your loved ones and getting absorbed in the day-to-day life. Or you could have a deep unconsciousness, which is identification with the pain body, when you experience paralyzing fear, relentless rage, and that seething hot anger. I know you've been there. We all have. And that is a form of deep unconsciousness and mind identification, which causes suffering, and it spreads suffering to other people. But we have to remember, this is a false sense of self. It's a lie. It's not actually you. So we can choose to wake up and not fall for that trap. Who we really are is what Eckhart Tolle refers to as presence. Presence. And it doesn't necessarily mean being present. We talk about being present all the time in the meditation space, and that's part of it. But presence as who we are is the essence of our being. It's the awareness. It's the portal into spaciousness and silence and observership, witnessing consciousness. And as we enter this portal of being, we are disidentifying with the mind. We realize that's not who we are, and we are this observer, we are this witnessing consciousness, and we rest in the spaciousness of the body. And many spiritual authors talk about this in quantum physics on the atomic and subatomic levels. We are mostly empty space. So I'm not going to get into the details, but basically, if you were to zoom in to your cells and to the molecules and to the atoms and subatomic particles, what scientists are finding is that there's nothing actually there. There's no matter there. It's mostly empty space, if not all empty space. And that this physicality that we experience as this body is not actually real. And as we identify with the physical body, we lose touch with this portal of being. And so as you experience the pain body, what Eckhart Tolle is suggesting is that in that moment that you're experiencing the pain body, you become quiet and you enter that space. You bring your awareness into the feeling, into the body, and you pay attention to the energy field of the body. And as this happens, with practice, the awareness is like a spotlight. And you're shining the spotlight directly on your pain. And what happens is the pain starts to dissolve. It cannot exist when you disidentify with the mind. It cannot exist when you shine the light of presence and awareness on the pain. So this can drastically change your life. Even if you don't meditate, if you just are aware that what the pain body feels like, and you become still in that moment, and rather than resisting the pain, you shine the light of awareness onto it, it goes away. But we get caught in this trap. Life is so hectic. We have so much stress, and we identify with the mind again. And then the pain just perpetuates and it stays there. As we shine this light on the inner body, we notice that the body is an energy field. Just quickly close your eyes and bring your awareness to your hands. Bring your awareness to your left hand and feel the vibration of the left hand. Now switch. Bring it to the right hand. Feel the vibrations. That feeling, that sensation, is an energetic field. And it's a portal into the unmanifest space. Now, the unmanifest is essentially infinity. It is the entire spiritual dimension, which accounts for everything in every dimension that's ever existed. So before an idea can become a thing in the physical world, it comes from somewhere, right? Albert Einstein got his theory of relativity while he was visualizing. What does that mean? That means that his theory of relativity came from his imagination. And his imagination was connected directly to the spiritual dimension. And so all ideas, all are vibrations that come from the unmanifested space. It's also called the all space or the quantum realm, the infinite field. And what that means is that if you want to change your life, we start at the cause to change the effect. As we go into the pain body, as we bring our awareness and the spotlight of attention onto the pain body, we enter the energetic field of the body. We accept what's happening. We accept what's arising. we observe it without judgment. And what happens is, slowly you get better and better, and the pain starts to dissolve right as you shine the light onto this pain. As you do that, the door to the unmanifest opens, and you start to see that your imagination starts to become more involved in your everyday life. So as you do that, you are letting things be. You're not trying to change anything. The moment you try to change your life through force is the moment you bring resistance into the nervous system, and you start to identify with the ego, and you get disconnected from presence. So the goal is to be very relaxed, is to be in a total state of acceptance, and to connect with this observer within you that's just watching, it's just witnessing. And as you do that, see how your life changes. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Follow this channel for other book summaries. We're going to be taking a deep dive into some of the most pure spiritual books that can improve your life immediately. You'll get these short summaries which will give you actionable steps. Some of these books take reiterations to understand, and I'm going to do my best to give it to you in one video. So with that in mind, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.